Κατέβασε και εσύ το Bet On Alfa app και μην χάσεις ούτε ένα γκολ. Bet On Alfa. Ανεβήκαμε κατηγορία.
Κοπέλια, I think Mr. Tajouri-Shradi is sitting somewhere now. Maybe he's in an office. Maybe he's at the Cafenio. Maybe he's at Alpha Mega. Maybe he's at the betting shop. Maybe he's betting with Bet On Alfa, our sponsor. And maybe he's sitting there looking at his phone thinking, fuck's sake, I can't win with you guys. I can't win. I can't win. Is this not enough for you? What do I have to do? Welcome to No Choftes, powered by Bet On Alfa. This is an impromptu show. I never expected to do this show today. I didn't expect to do one. I didn't bank on doing a pod today. But yes, we have a signing. We have a winger, another winger. We wanted a winger. We got one. And I'm calling for a bit of calm here, boys and girls, or whatever you identify yourself as, because these days you can't say boys and girls because there are millions, bajillions of genders, apparently. So I don't know what you guys identify as, but I'm just saying boys and girls because force of habit. As you can see, my beard is getting even more grayer. But yes, we have a new signing, Ismael Tajouri-Shradi. And do you know what? I know fuck all about this guy. I know nothing. Nada. Tipode. I know nothing about him. But the reason, and I'm hoping to get on a guest at some point, either this evening or tomorrow, to talk a little bit more about this player. My guest who will know this player, maybe he might even know him personally because he's interviewed him a few times as well. So I want to talk about this player, not about his ability, because I know very little, if not anything. But this came right out of nowhere, like Randy Orton, yeah? And people are already complaining about it. I've seen a tweet, or should I say a newspaper article saying that he's only played a handful of minutes, 6 minutes to be precise. He's got a lot of injuries. He's got this, he's got that, and people are moaning. And do you know what? I can understand the frustrations. I can understand the anger, because how are we signing a player that hasn't kicked the ball in months? How does that even make sense? I can understand why people are going to turn around and say, well, you know, they claim to have scouted Barker for 3 years and he had a shit ton of injuries and barely played. How have they scouted this guy? He's hardly played. He hasn't done anything for months. I get it, because that was I wouldn't say it was my initial reaction, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking, this doesn't make sense to me. This don't make no sense to me, this signing. Like, who is this guy? I don't know him, so that immediately means he must be shit. Not necessarily, not at all. Beyond that. Now, when you delve into it a little bit deeper and you look at who this player's agent is, or the agency that has his registration, it's David Villa's agency. Remember David Villa that played for New York City FC, who used to have this player? David Villa that played for Barcelona, Valencia, the Spanish national team. David Villa is the president of the agency. And delving into a little bit deeper, Ultra is a client of theirs. Yeah, the Ajax manager. So is there a chance we're going with a bit of a Spanish theme again? Or maybe signing this player for a year and a half could be a little bit of a favor for someone? I don't know. I'm just like throwing things out there just to deflect your attention from these injuries and all of this shit that we're going to hear, because let's get it right. Yeah. We signed Brandon Barker at the beginning of the season and we were saying 13 hamstring injuries. He gets loads of injuries and blah, 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 blah. And he hasn't been great for us. So yes, I understand people are going to be pissed off, but to be honest, Brandon Barker had a good game the other day, didn't he? And while that might be his leaving present for us, he didn't do too badly. He hasn't been a total disaster, has he? He's been all right. He hasn't been shit. Now, this lad, who at the beginning, do you know what? I did some research into this guy. And I saw that there was a bit of a back and forth between his former coach, Bruce Arena, who I believe was once the American national team head coach. In fact, when Ismael, I'm going to call him Ismael because I don't want to go into his surname. I can't even pronounce it. I don't even get it right. So I'm going to call him Ismael. Yeah. When Ismael was at LAFC, he had an injury. He then joined the New England Revolution, right? And he was injured. And Bruce Arena accused Los Angeles FC of selling him a player that was, damaged goods. He even said the player had, and I quote, potentially a career-ending injury, right? Obviously, LAFC hit back and they said, we categorically disagree with Bruce Arena's recent comments. And, we stand firmly behind the careful, diligent and professional work of our medical staff. We're glad that the league is taking this matter with the level of severity it deserves and looks forward to the findings of the investigation. So Bruce Arena's comments obviously struck a nerve with LAFC and then MLS got involved. I don't know what seems to have happened. But what surprised me reading into this even more is that these MLS clubs, when they transfer players, they don't do medicals. I couldn't believe it. Like, really? You don't do a medical when you go to another club in MLS? What the fuck is going on here? But anyway, listen, it is what it is. Now, this lad who apparently had a career-ending injury then went to Germany for his rehabilitation because clearly in the United States, they're not as diligent or stringent as they are in various countries. And I know what you're going to say. It's the United States of America. It's the land of the free, the home of the brave. Surely, with their technological advances, they will have this incredibly stringent medical examinations for these players. And they'll be, they'll identify the injuries. And if there's a problem, they're going to cancel it. No. Believe it or not, boys and girls, yeah, incompetency is global, yeah? So it isn't just in Cyprus, it isn't just in the United Kingdom, it's everywhere. So there are incompetent people. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to switch gears a little bit or sidestep a little bit. If you don't know the name Chris Amman, Google him, right? He was a doctor for the WWE, the wrestling company, the multi-billion-pound wrestling company that so many people know about. Chris Amman, right, was the guy that was giving Z-Packs to wrestlers. Z-Packs are like they're anti-inflammatories. They're like ibuprofen, but a stronger form. They're kind of like in between morphine and ibuprofen, right? But what he was doing, he was giving these Z-Packs to these wrestlers who had a shit ton of injuries and said, take this, it's all right. You can go and perform. You can go take chair shots and you can go jump off fucking 20-foot ladders or whatever the fucking you want to do. It's okay. You'll be fine. You could jump up and down and damage your knee. This Z-Pack will be fine. And this guy went to fucking court when CM Punk took him to court and he swore an oath that he was giving these performers Z-Packs or Z-Packs as they call them. Yeah. So incompetence is everywhere. So I'm not going to sit here and say Bruce Arena was right. Everything he said about this player was right. He is damaged goods. He isn't the real deal. He's got too many injuries, blah, 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 blah. No, because perhaps New England Revolution, or whichever club it was, I don't know whichever club it was that he joined from LAFC, perhaps they didn't do their due diligence. Or maybe that he just didn't work out there and they needed an excuse to throw crud at LAFC. You never know. But this lad has gone to Germany. He's rehabilitated. He feels good. And let's get it right here. When a player comes back from an injury, right, he's not meant to go full pelt in training. The load, the volume, all that kind of shit can really cause a recurrence of the injury. Yeah? So let's say, for example, this lad has gone to have his surgery, wherever it was in the United States, and he's come back from the injury, and straight away, first 2 days of training, here I go, high intense training. You do shuttle runs, you do sprints. That's not how it works. So perhaps there's a chance that when he's come back from an injury, his club have battered him in training and he's got a recurrence of the injury. Perhaps he's taken a few months out to rehabilitate, to get his body back into peak fitness or to some match fitness, that he's ready to start from scratch. So this whole, he's only played 6 minutes in a certain amount of months, this is bullshit. It's bullshit. Again, I understand people's reluctance to get excited about this move, and again, I'm not excited about it. But let's get it right. What's to say that he doesn't turn out to be a good player? And it's only a 1.5 year deal anyway. You know, the football agency side of me was saying, well, maybe a 1.5 year contract. Maybe we're doing his agent a favor. Maybe there's like a long-term strategy, a long-term relationship being built, and we decided to take this guy as like a precaution. You know, let's see, take him for a 1.5 year. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, oh well, we've done him a favor, so we can call it in when the time comes. You just never know. You just never know. But this is David Villa's client, and David Villa is a big name. And I was joking around with the boys in the WhatsApp group thinking, well, David Villa might be our next sporting director. But then I was stupid enough not to look at the name of the agency, DB7. I was like, oh yeah, that is his DV7. So that is his the president of the agency. So I'm not sitting here getting all fucking angry about this signing. I know people are going to say, well, what about the scouting? And I get it. Well, how can you scout a player that's injured? You can't. But at the same time, you know, what's the gamble? He's arrived on a free. We haven't spent much money apart from the wages. Perhaps there's been a signing on fee and maybe his agent will get 5 or 7% or even 10% of it, or whatever. But is it really a gamble? When we've seen on YouTube, and again, I reiterate what I've said on numerous occasions when it comes to YouTube, any YouTuber can make a player look like Messi, you know? But he looks half decent. And if you go on social media, which again is a bit of a shit way of gauging how good a player is, if you go on Twitter, again, the biggest cesspit on the planet, if you go on Twitter and search his name, you see quite a lot of positive things from fans of NYCFC, LAFC, and various other people, even journalists who even say that, you know, he'd be a decent player if he didn't have so many injuries. But that goes back to what I said about the club that he was at. Perhaps they battered him in training. Perhaps they absolutely rinsed him to the point where it's like these injuries were coming thick and fast. And it goes back to what I said about incompetence. You know, let's get it right. Barker joined us and we were talking about the injuries. How many times has he actually been out with a hamstring injury? Has he actually had any hamstring injuries since joining us? So perhaps the training has been catered to him. Perhaps the training has worked well. And as George says here, Lufner and Fabi were signed after long spells on the sidelines. Well, didn't Lufner have a fucking ACL? And he came back. So look, I just want everyone to calm the fuck down a little bit, yeah? Because, as I said, it's easy to be critical of the player. He's been injured, blah, blah, blah. But let's calm the fuck down. He hasn't played for several months, which, let's get it right, can't really be a bad thing. While the match fitness won't be there, and I'll be very surprised if he features any time between now and Salamina. And I'll be very surprised if he starts against Salamina, which I doubt. He'll probably be on the bench at that, yeah? And yeah, you know what, Stefano, you've made a good point here. We know we're a shambles from top to bottom, but let's wait and see if he comes good on the pitch. There you go. We have been critical of the powers that be. We have been talking about the lack of transfers and the type of transfers we've made. But you know what? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt for once. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not the biggest Simo fan, but at least he had the balls to go in total green and take whatever questions that were sent his way. And he probably knew what to expect. So there's the double-edged sword here. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt for once. I know it's difficult. And it's difficult for me to go back on everything I've said. And this isn't me flip-flopping, but you know what? It's a different mind state for 2023. It's a different mentality. I'm not going to come here and, yeah, while I keep saying fuck ANTROPI, I agree, fuck ANTROPI all the way. And that's not going to change. But at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? Are we doing more damage than good by sitting here and moping about little things here and there? For all we know, this fella might be the next Tamari, for all we know. And you can clip it, and all these other listeners are going to clip it and say, oh, he's comparing. I'm not. I'm just saying this guy could come good. He might be shit. He might be tragic. But we wanted a winger. We've got a winger. He could play on the right. He could play on the left, which ain't a bad thing. and looking at some of the goals that he scored, okay, because I'm not talking about flicks and tricks and skills here. I'm talking about the goals that he scored, right foot, left foot. He's got variation. Now, is he quick? I don't know. Is he strong? I don't know. Like I said, I've only just seen a few clips of him. Hence the reason why I'm trying to get someone on that knows the player. And there's one person in particular that knows about this player. So I'm going to try and get him on either this evening or tomorrow. And yeah, let's see if I can get him on to give us more information about the player as a player, not as a injury ravaged individual. Maybe waiting for the technical director's gardening league to finish, and this was first. Possibly, George. But listen, there's no coincidence that he has signed. And you look at his agent, and you look at the clients that this agency has. And I'm seeing Oltra as one of the clients. And Oltra is obviously at AEK. And I know that some of the members of staff at the agency are linked to Xavi Roca in some respect. It's very incestuous football. If you look at ANTROPI, the players that they've signed or the players that they're going to sign pretty soon, they're all Spanish. And these are players that Munoz knows. So it wouldn't be a surprise if Munoz has the same representative as these. It's incestuous. Shave that beard. Chris, I'll tell you what, yeah? I know we've only got 50 odd people watching live here. You want me to shave the beard? Let's do something for charity, Chris, yeah? Since you know a lot of people, let's raise some money for charity. I'm going to choose a charity in Cyprus, yeah? And we will raise as much money as we possibly can. Let's do a target. What's that we say? 500, 1,000 euros? Yeah, if we can raise 1,000 euros for a specific charity, I'll pick one. I know which one I've got in mind anyway, because I want to have a conversation with the person that is running the ship there. If we can raise 1,000 euros between now and say end of Feb, I'll give you lots to the end of Feb. I will shave my beard. I'll shave my beard. 1,000 euros. If we can raise 1,000 euros, there you go, smart ass. 1,000 euros. You pledge 50 euros straight away. Okay, fine. I'm going to speak to the Mastores of this charity, right? And I'm going to, because like I said, I've got these things in motion. In my mind, it's not just like ADHD. It's just, I'm just fucking whatever. Yeah, well, 50 euros each. Yeah, my maths is shit, but that's 50 euros each. 10 people is 500 euros. 20 people is 1,000. Yeah? Is my maths shit or is it good? Yeah? So if we can raise 1,000 euros by the end of February, yeah, I'm going to keep growing my beard until the end of February. I'm going to keep growing it. I might trim it a little bit so I don't look like a complete fucking tramp. Yeah. But if we can raise 1,000 euros by the end of Feb, I will shave my beard. I'll do it even live on the stream. I'll shave it live on the stream. I don't give a fuck. I've got the honey. I'll shave it. I'll even get the razor out. You think I'm joking? I'll do it. If you lot are up for it, I'll do it. We can raise it. Where? What do you mean where? Where what? Where my beard? I'm not going to shave my balls, am I? Live. Yeah, I'll do it live. I'll shave it live. 100%. If it's for charity, I'll do it, bruv. Honestly, I don't care. You know, if it's 1,000 euros to help a charity, yeah, for people that desperately need help, it's just a beard. It's just hair. It will grow back. That's all it is. I ain't got no hair on my head. So what's the difference? You know? I'll tell you, if we make it $3,000, I'll shave my eyebrows. I'll shave my eyebrows. If we can raise $3,000 for a charity, I'll shave my eyebrows and my beard. I'm not even joking. Because for me, appearance is just appearance. Give a fuck. I don't care, honestly. Let's raise 999. Then we raise money for charity and beard stays. Well, I will even put that extra euro in there, Pedro. Yeah? I'll even throw in the euro myself to make it $1,000. Honestly. And then your Revolut. Not my Revoluts. Not my Revoluts. Oh, his Revolut. Dudos. No, don't trust him. He's a USB DJ. You can't trust him. Fuck it. But yeah, so which charity? Banayodi. I'll tell you what, let me fuck. I'm doing it live now. I can't do I can't multitask as well as women, honestly. But I'll tell you what, I will find the charity's name and I'm going to speak to the lady that's in charge of the charity, because as I was meaning to speak to her today, but something came up, not this, but work-wise, something came up. So I had to do this. Why don't we raise money for transfers? Never, forget it. Forget it. But yeah, look, we've changed the subject here. What do you guys feel about this transfer? Right, I want you guys to tell me what you initially feel about the transfer, because, like I said, I'm going to try and get someone on that knows more about this player, either at some point this evening or tomorrow, and you guys can make your decision there. Yeah, that Stills beard to sign Lufner. You're taking a piss. So yeah, what do you feel about the transfer? What do you guys know about this player? I'm not getting overly excited about this, but listen, I'm not going to shit on the guy before he's even put on the Fanella, man. Do you know what I mean? We raised money to get fucking Christophe, and we saw how that ended up. So yeah, come on, man. What do you guys feel about the transfer? Stop talking about raising money. Let's talk about this new signing, Ismael. Come on, man. Let's talk about him. Tell me, what do you think of this player? Are we stressing? Are people stressing? I don't want people to be stressing, man. Another Barca, another Zahario. Christo, to be honest, right, Barca hasn't been out injured that many times, has he? And Zaha has had the recurrence of a hip injury, which he's now in Belgium receiving treatment. So he obviously decided, right, I'm going to go abroad and have it looked at. And the company, or should I say the physio that he's gone to see to get it treated, looked after people like Lukaku and other top players. So it gives Zaha a bit of credit here. He's trying to get something sorted. So don't be too hasty with Zaha. Trust me, I get what you're saying. It's not been a great start to his Omonoia career, but we've seen glimpses of what he can do. So if Zaha comes back as a player that we expected him to be, don't worry, man. Trust me. To be honest, what I see is that early they make transfers or not, we're negative. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Early signing, negative. Late signing, negative. We want signings. We want players to improve the team. Yeah? And if this bloke can improve the team, so be it. As I said, it's only for a year and a half. It's only for a year and a half. If he does well, we renew. If he doesn't, bye-bye. It's that simple, honestly. Fuck off. Man. To be honest, I'm confused about this transfer. Zaha has to go. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I love Zaha. And as long as I'm here, Zaha's going to be here. Whether you like it or not, you have to kill me to get rid of Zaha. Okay. Well, listen, that's fine. Okay, let them talk. And listen, I don't blame them for talking because they're top of the league. So we can't say nothing. It's that simple. Let's be positive. Bravo, thank you. I just searched him on Transfermarkt, and I think it'll be another no one from the MLS. Yeah, another man. For all of us, should be a no unless he shows something else. We've seen a lot of bad transfers last year. That's the correct way to approach every transfer. I can't even get my words out. Every transfer from now on. And that's it, eh? And do you know what? I don't blame you for being pessimistic. It's normal to be pessimistic, especially when it's a signing that no one knows about, no one knows too much about. His injury record ain't great. But what's to say? Almost looks like Akindola. Well, listen, if he turns out half as good as Dave, then we'll be all doing cartwheels, won't we? Every newcomer must show their efforts and desire after we give them their flowers. Bravo. I agree. And it goes back to what we said when Barca signed. Isn't the pitch the mirror? Isn't it the Gathrefti? Transfermarkt says that he's injured. Yeah, I wouldn't pay too much attention to Transfermarkt, really. They said that we had an 86% chance of signing some Brazilian player. 86%. I mean, how random is that? 86%. Can't you just say it's 80% or 90%? Why is it 86%? Where's that 6% come from? No. Guys, what's going on with Matavs? I think Matavs is gone. To be honest, I think he's gone. Either he's going to go to a club in the Middle East or go to Slovenia. I think he'll be an okay squad player. Hopefully. Next signing should be Gidsos. You're going on from Turtle Green last night, yeah? Gerkidas says he's healthy. The only problem is his injury record. Okay, fair enough. So injury record aside, no one's saying anything about the player. That's it. That's all people are talking about, the injury record. So if we take the injury record and put it to one side, What do we know? Nothing. No one's saying anything. Isn't that funny? Because all we're talking about is the injury record. But as I said, he went to Germany, he rehabilitated, he feels fine, he hasn't played for a while. So what's to say that he's not fresh? See, again, yeah, okay. You can't put that aside. You can't do that, though. I can, and I am. I am doing it. I'm doing it. I don't care. Because if he gets an injury, then people are going to say, told you so. So what, we lost out. But if he has made a full recovery and he's a decent player, then what? This is what I'm saying. I'm trying to be more positive. I was really reluctant to be excited about the Barca signing because of his injury record. And I'm trying to sit and I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? What's the point of getting rattled? What's the point? There you go. Typical Cypriot. He'll search his highlights from YouTube, get overexcited, and then disappointed when he will not perform that well. Who's getting excited? As I said, when you look on YouTube, any YouTuber can make you look like Messi. Yeah? Do a Google search for Bebe, that guy that used to play for Man United. And before he joined Man United, he was playing the Homeless World Cup. In fact, it made him look like fucking Ji-Sung Park. But listen, you're right. Anyone can look on highlights and get excited, and then, you know, because that's normal. This is football, isn't it? I seem to remember. I remember it was last year, or was it a year before? No, it was last year, beginning of last year. I was on Twitter, again, Cesspit. And there was this Arsenal fan, and he did this video compilation of Bissouma, how he and Thomas Partey would be the perfect link-up, the perfect combination. 6 months later, Bissouma joins Tottenham, and the guys deleted the fucking video. So yeah, man, I'm not gonna stress. You have to be realistic. Nere, you have to be realistic. I get what you're saying, Ray. I'm not shitting on what you're saying. You're entitled to your opinion, and you're entitled to your views. And do you know what? In 6 months or a year's time, you might say to me, I told you so. Fine. And I will take it on the chin. But me, I'm not getting excited about the signing. I'm not. But at the same time, you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a chance. If he does have a recurrence of his injuries, then we can say, do you know what? The writing was on the wall the moment he joined us. We knew about the injuries. We knew about the record. We knew all of these things. Yeah. And it was a gamble to bring him in. That's what people were going to say. But for me, I don't think it's that much of a gamble. I really don't. Because he's coming for nothing. He's signing for a year and a half. And let's get it right. Look at the players that we've signed in the past. I mean, was Gallicener a ridiculous signing? I mean, he did okay. And I know he's doing well in Switzerland now. But did he set the Brodathlima on fire? No. Did EI set the Brodathlima on fire? He came with a perfect injury record. I mean, he was accused of rape, but he came with a perfect injury record. And what did he do? Fuck all. And what's he doing now? Apart from scoring a penalty against us, what's he doing? So it's easy to say, oh, you know, his injury record is shit, and he comes with loads of injuries, and he might get injured. Okay, fine. But we've signed players with a perfect bill of health, and they've done fuck all. So again, I'm trying to, you know, balance it out a little bit. Balance it out. Bebe is the largest agent trick ever. Yeah, this is another. I don't even know why Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't arrested for that. But again, I'm not going to go into that one. Did we get him on a free? Who? This fair? I'm sure he's a free transfer. He's a free agent. Your problem is, why take the risk? Risk reward, I'm guessing. Why have various clubs taken gambles on other players for their disciplinary issues? I mean, look at Apollon. They've taken a risk on Varda, haven't they? Haven't they? This is just what I'm saying. Again, I am not shitting on your opinions or your views. You're more than welcome. And I like having these discussions. I like having these discussions. I like having these debates. And it's interesting to hear what people have to say and how they feel about it. But I can't sit here and get angry about it. As I said at the beginning, thinking about it, it stank for me looking at this signing. A year and a half. Looking at which agency he's with, and look at the players that are within the agency, and look at the clients that are with the agency. But then you're looking at a bigger perspective. Well, you know, am I wheezing? I vape too much, aren't I? Fucking hell. But anyway, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. And look, he's 28 years old. He's not old. You're thinking he's at the peak of his career. And what's the worst that could happen, boys and girls? What's the worst that could happen? He gets another injury and that's it. Okay, fine. That's it. It's just, I think it's easy to get angry about this particular signing because of the track record of what's happening over, well, for how long? A year and a half now, you know? Signing Lovera on deadline day in January, signing Matavs on deadline day, then signing 3 players at the beginning of the summer and then waiting on deadline day to sign Hooper and Karim. I get it. And then obviously with Simo and people not knowing his particular role and yada, 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 and him going on total green and not really saying anything that we didn't expect him to say, and people still was shitting on the guy. I get it. I get the anger. I get it. I get the frustration. But maybe, being 2023 and me being more calm and me being less fucking angry about things, about life in general, and me making peace with things as a whole, or people as a whole. Maybe I'm just sitting here thinking, you know what, fuck it. Give him the benefit of the doubt, man. And you know what? This might turn out to be a decent signing. He might be pivotal. He might be very helpful in the background. He's 28. He's got some experience, hasn't he? He's played in Austria. He's played in MLS. He's played alongside some pretty decent players as well. Didn't he win the MLS Cup? Didn't he win a trophy with LAFC? If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. Didn't he play with Carlos Vela at LAFC, or am I thinking about the wrong club? I don't know. So look, it might be good, sometimes shit. You don't know. So I'm not getting angry, but I just want you guys to take a step back and think, you know what? This injury thing might not be as bad as it's made out to be. Okay? That's it. That's all I have to say on this. So just calm the fuck down. Follow him on Instagram. Say welcome to Omonoia. Benvenido a mi mundo. Welcome to this strange, freaky world that is Cypriot football, the Prodatlima. And let's see how this one goes. Like I said, I'm going to try and get a guest on that knows this player, knows more about him in terms of his attributes, in terms of his ability, in terms of what he can offer the club. And hopefully that might change your perception on the player. I just don't think it's fair for us to get on the lad's back before he's even fucking joined the club, or even, okay, he's been in Cyprus for 2 days. Has he had a training session? I don't know. He's had a medical and he's passed it. So I guess we have to trust the medical team that have done their job, and they've done their x-rays and their MRIs and their heart scans and that kind of shit. And they've tested whichever, it was a muscular injury, wasn't it? Wasn't it an ankle injury that he was out for, apparently? It wasn't a hamstring, or was it one of the two? So if it was an ankle injury, so I don't know. He won the Austrian Second League and the MLS Cup. Well, look, MLS Cup ain't an easy trophy to win. I mean, there aren't that many clubs that win them back-to-back. Was it the Sounders that won it back-to-back? I think the Sounders are the only club to have won MLS back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. They've always had different winners every season. So it is competitive. And look, we love Johnny's. Is he playing much at SKC at the moment? Is he playing many games? So it's a very difficult league to get in, man. Gareth Bale didn't do too well there. I mean, yeah, he scored a few goals and he won a medal, but was he setting the league on fire? Did Lampard do well out there? Did Gerrard do well out there? I can't seem to remember these great, phenomenal players doing well in MLS. I know it's the back end of their careers, but you'd think, I mean, Ibrahimovic did well, but did he win MLS? I don't think he did. Beckham did well. He won 2 MLS trophies. But in terms of big names that have gone out to America and smashed it, who's done really well? Did Pirlo do well out there? I can't remember. Really and truly. So these big boys have gone to MLS. I don't know, man. You need to think outside the box when it comes to this shit. So you can't shit on MLS and say, oh, it's a shit league. Big players have struggled there. So anyway, listen, like I said, I'm trying to be the positive still again, man. My inner chi is balanced. So I'm just leaving out of that. Anyway, do you guys want to talk about it? David Villa? Did he do well out there? Well, as I said, he was at NYFC, which is the club that Ismael played for before LAFC. So You know, could there be a little link here? Most of the stars of Europe don't play as starters most of the time in MLS. Well, yeah, because can't even get in the fucking team. People watching MLS is definitely a lot better than our league. They may have been. They may have been, or was he there after them? I don't know. Giovinco did well. You wouldn't call him big. Yeah, he won the league with Toronto. Won MLS with Toronto, didn't he? Was it Toronto? I think it was. Right. Well, people shitting on MLS, but it's much bigger league than ours. Well, yeah, financially as well. So yeah, look, it's easy to get angry about signings that I've got injury records and all that kind of stuff. So, Mr. Darabuluzi, I'm waiting for my brown envelope to come through the post to say thank you for saying nice things. I'm joking, man. We don't talk. Carlos Vela, yes, he won MLS, didn't he, with LA? Did he win it with LAFC? I don't even follow this league too well. Insigne's doing well, and that's right. That's one. So people give me two names of players that have done well or are doing well at the moment. Okay, but these guys ain't stellar names. So again, you got to give the lad the benefit of that and don't shit on him. Please don't shit on him before he's even had the chance to fucking play for the team. And for all we know, he might come good and he might be a decent player and we'll be, high-fiving each other in the streets. Yes. He's from Switzerland or is he from Libya? He was born in Switzerland, wasn't he? And he represents Libya. Excellent. So there you go. Anyway, right. I'm done, boys and girls. I've gone on for 36 minutes and 48 seconds. That's it from me, unless there's anything else you want me to discuss. Shall we talk about shaving the beard again? 1,000 euros for charity. Yeah? Okay. I'm going to speak to the person that's in charge of the charity and get more information on how we can go about doing this. And we'll have some fun with it. Gusu improvement. What are we talking about, Andrea? Gusu improvement. Okay, Gusu is improving slowly, game by game. I didn't see anything miraculous from him against Paralimni. Okay, he's getting better, which is what we want to see, right? We want to see him doing better. Of course we want to see him do. We don't want him doing shit. We don't want another injury. We don't want any problems. Of course. It's good to see him do well. I still think he's going to be a centre-back eventually for us. But fine, that's just my opinion. And your opinion is just as valid as mine. And yeah, it's good to see him do well. He doesn't look like he's suffering from the injury. And what impressed me most about him the other day is that he was getting forward into the box. And it looked like he had a decent energy level on him. He's still getting used to the game. He's still getting used to playing regularly. And, I think it helps when you've got someone like Bash there, because Bash does a lot of the donkey work as well. He does a lot more of the donkey work than Kasama, that's for sure. So perhaps playing alongside Bash is helping him improve or get used to playing more minutes, because I guess if Kasama's there, then Kasama's trying to do more creative stuff, whereas Gusu's going to have to do a lot more tracking and winning the ball back. I don't know, but look, I'm thrilled to see him back. I'm thrilled to see him playing, and we missed him last season, didn't we? We really did, and him being missing obviously contributed massively to us having a shit league campaign. He would have been so important in big games where players went missing. But that's last season. That's the past. And we just need to look forward. This is what I keep saying. Look forward. Look forward. Don't look at the past. The past is done, boys and girls. It's the same with anything in life. The past is done. You can't rewrite the past. It's done. Don't worry about something that can't affect you. It's done. That's behind. That page is closed. Next chapter. Next fucking chapter. So come on. Back Ismael. Hade. Boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back very, very soon. So until next time, thank you, Bet On Alfa. Fuck ANTROPI. Let's go.